Here it is. Hilarious.
I'm Johnny Lieberman, and you're watching LNP. What does LNP stand for?
Late Night Playset.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I've been on there. Yeah, it's a good show. You should like and subscribe. Like and subscribe.
You trim your beard. You look great. And he did a shave. Everybody looks great.
What's up, you guys?
Kurt must be here. Beautiful. Hi, what's up, dude? What's up, Gus? Tommy. Hey, how are you? It's good to see you guys. Good morning.
Song's over. Stop dancing. Okay, start the show. Sorry we're late, everybody. I blame myself. I blame myself and a busy lifestyle these days. Okay, turn the bubbles off. Killed the echo. Everything else good?
I believe so.
All right, let's start this thing. Let's bring the cameras in here. This is a good one evening. This is a good evening. This is a good one. Lots of good stuff to talk about this evening. Oh, no. My perfectionism has killed me. Look at this. It's killing me. There we go. Welcome back to the Late Night Playset. Tonight is Thursday, September 9th, 2021. My name is Jay Ryan. This lady over here is Nicole Ryan. We're married. It's not just a coincidence, the last name thing. That would be weird, hiring two hosts with the same last name and have them not be related. I am Jay Ryan. Of course, you know Nicole Ryan. She'll be celebrating a Jewish holiday, and I'm off for Christmas. It would be funny. It would be funny. Anyway, I said tonight's September 9th? Yeah. Did I?
Yes.
Did I do that part? All right, good. It's Tradecraft Thursday, so we're going to open that up for you. We got us King Louie or Pineapple Express from the other day. Purple
King
or blue?
Louie, please.
King Louie. Okie doke. Purple. Choosing purple. I love you. Oh, frig. I forget about this, though. That's all right. I can't be the only one. Oh, maybe, you know what? I used to say the other ones were so easy to open. I praised them for it. I wonder if that was part of the issue. All right. Again, luckily I have these late night, whatever show this is. They still say it's tonight's show on the pencils. We didn't buy new pencils. But here we go. King Louie for you.
Thanks.
Thank you, Sticky Vape and Tradecraft Farms. And
there's a top on it.
Oh, jeez. just testing you. Good one. Yeah,
that one
you passed
worked.
that one.
Yay.
So we got that going. That's the most important thing. Now I'm going to tell you about our guest, which is the second most important. She's number one. Everything else is number two. I say that all the time with the coffee and donuts up on the mountain. We get there, I start to put stuff out, or David does, or whatever, and the swarms all come over, and everyone's like, "Oh, can I do it?" Her first, donut and coffee, and then everyone else. So now that you've got that, I'm going to tell you about our show, and it involves them. Over there, we have Dilan Mistry. I've met him before, but a moment ago, this tall guy came in with him, and his name is Cameron. Is it Thuman? Thuman. Oh, I almost did that, and it seemed so easy. It was like the Thuman show. It just seemed a little too easy, so I didn't do it. All right. Cameron Thuman is here, director and producer and, proprietor. I don't know what you would say, but it's a Native 4 Films over there. That's how I like to know them. And they're going to be in here telling us all about the Silver Sau video. And I think you have other stuff than just that to talk about today, right? I know last time I talked to you, you said, like, well, we could do it now, but if we do it in a couple of weeks, we'll have a few more things to talk about. And so that's what we're doing here. So those guys will be in here in just a few minutes. I'm going to yammer on for a few more until TJ Navy is here. He says, dude! 993 Studio Act, Jamie Tate Drums. Hello, my friend. Elmo Ruggery, Jamie Tate Drums again. Guards Rad, Los Tres Pagados, Bill Dozer, every time. Synchro Design Works. Great to have everybody here. Hey, late for biking. Portagam, KS Ortiz. Ora Portelier, Pete McNulty. Holy crap. What's up, buddy? Thought you'd be working. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. Yellowcar 2.0, that's what I want to tell you about because it's what I'm most excited about. Most excited about it, and I'm most nervous about it because I'm most excited about the car. I was over there today. So much stuff is already done. But in talking to Marco, you know how it goes. Oh, you get there, and you go, well, we need this. And so I already ordered these parts, and this thing came. And I was like, remember when this wasn't going to cost much? Remember when this was just a good idea, and we were going to get a bunch of things together and sort of pool our resources and try to put this thing together on the cheap? I don't know what's happening now. It's gotten out of control. But I do want to say our guest who was here on Tuesday, Batim Barisha from BBI, he came through on like a champ. He was here on the show, and he was like, "Oh, I like what you're doing, and let me know if you need any stuff. BBI would love to be a part of it." And we talked more after the show, and so he is. So Marco made a list, and he talked to Batim, and now BBI is involved, and I couldn't be more excited about that stuff.
Cool.
From a sponsorship level, I have never been more grateful in my entire life. I can't believe the amount of support we're getting. Thank you. I'm going to go down the list real quick. Michelin USA for rubber, obviously. Bilstein US for the coilovers. BBI for all of the other suspension components. There's links. There's drop links. There's sway bars. I don't know what all that stuff, but Marco and them do. And IPD Plenum and GT3 throttle body. We've got the FD Motorsports exhaust from Darren Pfister. Super excited about that. More stuff. I know there's more. I can't think of it all. But I'm super grateful to everybody at TLG who basically, if you look in the shop, they're all working on different things, but Yellowcar is right on the center. It's like it's photogenically placed right in the center where it's getting the most attention.
It's pretty rad.
It is cool. It's cool because it always kind of looked like something, but now it's being actually made into, it was always kind of our Canyon sort of race car. They're legitimately making it a race car now. Not that we need that, but it's kind of overbuilt. That's good, especially for the way we drive. Apparently we wear shit out.
I can't wait to see his work.
Yeah, it's going to be great. So the coilovers are already in. I saw it. It's so nice seeing the blue curly cues in there on that yellow paint. Looks so pretty. And there's new brakes on the back. Geez, a lot of Porsche parts. If any Porsche dealerships want to get involved, we would love to have your participation. Just saying. We are definitely taking on more sponsors. If anybody wants to be involved in any way in Yellowcar 2.0, and then there's videos we're going to be doing afterwards as well, obviously once it's done, you could be a part of as well. So I guess we're soliciting money today. That's what we're doing. Please contribute to her MS fund and also our Yellowcar fund, which apparently needs to start now. But I'm super excited about all that stuff. And the other thing is, when you tell people a list of all the things you're doing and how hard it is to get into a shop these days, just to get into a shop. Everything's like the money pit these days. Just to get someone to take your call and let you drop your car off to them is like really hard business. You got to be the right customer with the right pocketbook, all that stuff, because it's really what do you call it, a seller's market? I don't know what it is, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Buyer's market.
Either way, they're both wrong, but you know what I'm trying to say. So I'm so grateful at the fact that I keep asking how long is it going to take, Memory Money Pit. They're like, 2 weeks. 2 weeks. In my mind, this whole thing would take 2 weeks. If they said a month, I would have been like, I understand. We have enough people in this town where we could borrow a car or get a press car or do reviews or whatever. There's enough people. He keeps saying a couple days, just a couple days, and he means it. I mean, like they were doing the spark plugs and the filters. They were doing like the regular engine service stuff before they cracked the transmission apart to do the clutch and flywheel today. That may be done already today.
Wow.
Yeah, so they're cranking through. It's amazing. He said next week for sure we'll have it back.
That's
which is amazing to
amazing.
me, because that would be one week in the shop to basically have the entire car refreshed. It's unheard of. No body work, obviously, and nothing cosmetic, because we don't care about that.
Underneath.
Yeah, all the running gear
That's
is new.
so cool. Thanks, you guys.
And he's like, the only thing you'll need to do in the future is at some point you'll probably need to do like the tensioner, an upper end adjustment, like where you need to drop the motor and stuff. But it's down the road motors on that. Look at all that love. Yes, thank you to everybody. Snakebite says, true story, supply and demand for good shops. Definitely heavy on demand. That's what I was trying to think of, supply and demand.
Glad I could steer you, of course.
I'm like, checks and balances? What's it called? Hello from Chicago. What's up, Manuel? How are you, buddy? You're one of my favorite people, and you were here last time I saw you, right here. In fact, last time I saw you, you might have been sitting at this desk, as a matter of fact. I think I took a picture of him sitting at this desk that night. He was here for my birthday. No show.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Okay, so there's that. Business-wise, we got to do some East Coast feeds. Tell you about the GVBC stuff, because, oh yeah, I can't tell you. There's so much exciting stuff going on behind the scenes with that. It's really cool. It doesn't even have to do with the actual GVBC, but really cool stuff for Dual Shift and for, yeah, he's liking. He knows. Stay tuned. And it's nothing that will ever fall apart because it's already been done. Really exciting stuff for GVBC. All right, let's just talk about that since I'm doing it. For goodness sake, produce a show here. If you were with us on Tuesday, the show was not much of a show for this reason. Even though we had a great guest and everything, I had not produced shit because it's just been whatever we normally have to do, our busy life. It's been so much more coordinating this effort.
I bet.
Yesterday I was down at Auto Kennel and Raiden Motors drove me down there. Anyway, GVBC merch, official stuff available from Dual Shift. You can go to dualshift.com or the Instagram page. And there's your pin, there's your sticker pack, there's your hat. Here is your official classic GVBC tee. You'll be seeing this more in the future in other places. I don't even know what I would call that. Product placement? I don't know, but you'll see this in other places. And the 111 shirt, of course, available in light and dark gray. There it is. Just trying to cover my magnet. There we go. And I'm wearing this, by the way, in support of our buddy Magnus. I'm not wearing the shoes right now, but I am wearing the shirt in support of our buddy Magnus because of the videos and the collaborations that our guests today have done with Magnus. Because I think we're going to be watching at least one of those videos, right? Yeah, they say yeah. They very quietly and respectfully nod yes. For the podcast listeners, the guests are nodding yes. The board goes back. That's a dated reference. My parents wouldn't even probably get that. I bet my grandparents would know what that is. That was password when Alan, what was his name? Betty White's old husband used to host it. What was his name?
Ludden?
That's exactly right. Was it Alan Ludden?
Yeah.
Was Betty White's husband, who
I
used to be a
believe
game
so.
show host way back in the day. I can't imagine that anybody would remember that. Game show hosts nowadays are Wayne Brady and people who used to be sitcom stars. That was the ABC lineup. Did I just put this together for the first time now? It was Drew Carey, and then Whose Line Is It Anyway? In fact, Drew Carey used to host Whose Line Is It Anyway? Boy, I'm a dumb old guy. Did you put that together? Price is Right and Let's Make a Deal?
I was around for a little bit. I didn't.
Did you put it together
No.
that those guys are the current hosts when they used to be the ABC whatever? They're both on?
No.
Yeah, okay, me neither. Whew. Boy, a little less dumb. Thank you for making me feel better.
I should have, though.
No, don't go beating yourself up about it now. It was me who screwed it up. Hello from Chicago.
My bio
Hello.
is probably wrong, is my point. It would have been fun to say something about that.
Oh, yeah. No, I know. You guys needed a nerd on your side. Nobody ever really realized that. The nerds had all the facts and all of the stats that all of the rest of the people actually cared about.
We missed out on everything.
The nerds are taking over, I mean, you've heard about Bitcoin, right? It's crazy. And I don't mean like taking over like in a bad way. I mean like the world. It used to be the jocks used to pick on the nerds. The nerds are having their day.
Yeah.
Okay. Just acknowledging it. Everyone loves that. I agree. Guards Rad goes, shh. I know, Guards Rad. I wouldn't say anything on the show. But I'm really excited about it. Can't contain it. Some guy in a 997 joined. What's up, Danny? Alan Ludden. He's an inspiration to me. Look at that. Isn't that interesting? Because I'd like to host a game show one day. Manuel, I'd like to host a game show one day. Are there any game shows that are hosted by two people? I'll tell you what, though. Jay Leno is paving, making that path possible because he was a talk show host who is now doing You Bet Your Life? Is it You Bet Your Life?
I
You Bet
think
Your
so.
Life. Hosting that now. Yesterday they got done with 100 episodes, 60 more to go. That's what Kira said.
It's gone so fast.
Do you remember Kira Sultanovich? She was here.
Yeah.
Did you know she's working on that show?
No.
Yeah, she is.
That's
She's at least the
awesome.
announcer and maybe some more. Probably writer and
That's
stuff too.
awesome.
It's funny because remember when I asked Jay, I was like, who's writing on it? And I was wondering if any of our friends, that's one of the reasons I was asking. And he threw a couple names off, but he really ended the sentence with, the budgets just aren't what they used to be. And it was the whole thing of like why there's only 2 or 3 writers instead of a dozen staff, It's pretty interesting to think about. There is no budget these days to produce the types of shows that we used to watch. They're upside down the moment you create them, the moment you think about them.
Yeah.
And it's sustainable. And it's something to think about. Even the band members. It doesn't matter. I'll tell you about all this. Let me tell you what Jay Leno thinks about Arsenio Hall. Because we've got time for that. You good?
Sure.
All right. East Coast feed. All right. Real quick. East Coast feed. Danbury Chive has been nice enough to check in from time to time. And I meant to play this one the other day, obviously, but I didn't get to it, so I'm going to do it now. Roll it, Hal.
Mr. Ryan, happy birthday! Happy birthday! Everybody's here.
Love you.
East Coast feed for your birthday. Jonesy, we gotta say to Uncle Jay.
Happy
Hey, what are you gonna say?
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday! And look,
Happy birthday.
look who's here. Graham's here too. That's it. We want to send you some love. East Coast feed.
East Coast feed.
East Coast feed. Tell him. Tell him. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah. Ha ha ha, yeah. I'm over here reading the comments on the deal here, which is kind of cool because I realized, I could just push the button instead of whipping the thing around. But there's not a bad idea here. Wheel of Fortune. Pat Sajak's not going to live forever. Oh, geez. It's dark in here, isn't it? You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Pat Sajak's not going to live forever, and that's I guess really in poor taste as I heard the words out loud, thinking about Patrick's Trebek. Damn it! Good grief! So then he had a stroke on camera. Alex Trebek just passed away, and I wasn't trying to tie into that hype. But it's true. There is a lot of controversy going on over at Jeopardy, and if they're looking for a no-name manual, you might be the guy. I don't think I'm smart enough for that show, but I could definitely handle telling people how to spin a wheel and turn a letter. You don't even have to turn the letters anymore. Vanna just touches it. Oh, she'll be gone, I guess, won't she? You want to do it? You could wheel up to the letters and touch them, yeah.
Totally. I would love that.
And some way down when you've got one of those things in your mouth, you're it's going to be like that, and you go touch
I
it.
better not get that. Oh, my gosh.
This is how we joke. Poor taste. It's the Poor Taste show. Sorry you guys are here for it. All right, you good?
Yeah.
All right, let's do a couple. Oh, wait. There's one more. There's one more East Coast feed. Stand by. One more. Ready?
Ready.
Roll it
Mr.
out.
and Mrs. Ryan. Look, the Casman. Well, vice versa. Whatever. Anyway, she doesn't want to be in this, so here we go. There we go. Jay, I wanted to let you know something really funny. East Coast feed coming to you on a random Tuesday.
You see it. You see it.
Let's do it one more time. Brooke just decided that she was hungry and she wanted a snack, Mr. Ryan. And I know these are your favorite Pizza bagels.
Oh, we've got the oven on. There's your problem. It's literally warm in there.
That look like pizza bagels. And Mr. Ryan, can you tell the audience how much
no.
you love pizza bagels? That's it. Love you guys. Bye. Bye, Bart.
Okay, all right. He's being funny there. I'll give you the backstory on that. He's right. There was a point in my life where I would get. The issue was, I think it's probably more when you're a young person than later, because when you're an adult, you can get over shit. But when I was, must have been 18 or 19 years old, I got like food poisoning from those frozen pizza bagel type things, you know what I mean? Like whatever it was, I got a flu at the same time, and then because you're throwing it up or whatever for like a day, it's the last thing you'll ever eat again for years. Your body rejects it, the smell, the idea of it. Walking through the frozen foods aisle and seeing the same packaging of whatever it was that did it to you, anything can be a
Trigger.
A trigger. Thank you. So pizza bagels was one of those things, and way back when we were kids, it was my was still very much in full effect. It didn't do anything for me now. I think pizza and bagels are probably fine. I don't think I want to eat a pizza bagel though. It seems like college food, and I never really even went to college. So you just throw a bunch of them in and eat them like cookies. I don't really even understand. Either way,
I had friends that made them in oven, like stovetop ovens, like microwaves.
stovetop ovens like microwaves. Are you trying to say toaster oven?
Yeah.
That's where you make those things. That makes more sense.
Jeez. My brain is such a mess. Sorry.
It's great. You make me look good because I feel like my brain's a mess. I'm scrambled. I'm scrambled all week. Although I think I told you why, though. Remember? Because I had partaken in a little bit of the wacky tobacco on my birthday, the actual stuff, and because I don't remember the last. I mean, I used to smoke cigarettes socially, like when I would drink and all that stuff. I never was a pot smoker, but I don't remember the last time I smoked anything, like smoked something. So I think that's probably what it was. I don't even think it was because these little pens. I like that. I love this. This is like a microdose. This is good. Good. But I've been a little bit ever since, and I think it may be because of all the other stuff.
Maybe.
Like I still feel like I'm in a daze. I'm in a funk. I'm worried about the flashbacks, man. Everything they said was going to happen was right. I got vaccinated, but then I had some pot. My head's blowing up. Anyway, it was a good old birthday, and that's what we're done talking about. So let's do the commercials real quick and get our guests in here. We're actually right on time. It's amazing. Hard to believe? You bet. Beverly Wynn says Vanna White and Pat Sajak. Carissable is here. Sunny Beach is here. Jimbo Drips is here. Jimbo Drips. There are all sorts of prescriptions. Corey Sabia, hello. Pranav. Jamie Tate Drums, hello. Lots of class. Just all low. Aw. I'll be your Vanna White, Jay. No one will know the difference, says Auto Kennel. I think a few people may know the difference. Maybe you should host and I'll Vanna. Toaster ovens. Yes. Wacky tobacco. People, again, it's the old man. It's the old man. Wacky tobacco. You kids and your reefer. In case anybody doesn't know, just first timers tuning in, the missus here has multiple sclerosis, so she is legitimately a medicinal cannabis user. And in fact, if she didn't have it, she wouldn't be sitting here and probably wouldn't be very functional at all. That's no judgment. That's no judgment. That's like things we've already discussed.
I wouldn't be, and I'd be not nice at all. So,
and you won't like her when she's angry.
I'm awful when I'm angry.
Reefer. Look, they're all just making fun of my vocabulary. Dilan Mistry's here. Oh, let me wave to him. Oh, what's going on? How's it going, buddy? Thanks for supporting the algorithm. Oh, yeah. Good stuff. All right. They say, let's get serious here. They say all that separates men and boys. Let's get serious here. They say all that separates men and boys is the coverage for their toys. St. Clair Insurance is coverage for your toys. Do you have a collector car? Does it need insurance? I don't know if you have one or not, but it does need insurance, I'll tell you that. St. Clair Insurance shops top providers so that you get the best coverage. It's very true. I'm reading it off their business card right now. We're trying to think about how to dress up the copy on this one, and I'm going back to the old to create the new. We shop the top providers so that you get the best coverage. I'll tell you what, I wouldn't want to do it, so I'm glad he will. Check out Jeff Sinclair. Sinclair Insurance. CoverageForYourToys.com. CoverageForYourToys.com.
CoverageForYourToys.com.
Awesome. Also, if I didn't remind you, oh my gosh, the best bubbles in the world are made by Bubbletree, America's bubble company. No, the American Bubble Company. Oh, well, I'm going to have to redo all those cards. Look at that. I just made a mess of everything here, I'll tell you that. Oh, good grief. And if I didn't already, no, I think I did, but shout out to TLG and all of the sponsors for Yellowcar 2.0. Super excited about that. And our buddies over at Auto Kennel for letting me have a really fun loaner car so that I can make a video and take a trip down memory lane. Driving a 944 Turbo. Haven't driven a 944 Turbo like on the regular since 1997, whenever I used to have one.
That's awesome.
98 maybe? 97?
Thanks, Paul Kennel.
Thank you, Paul Kennel. Thank you, the Ed and the Auto Kennel. Shop smart. Better call Paul. My favorite commercial is Coverage Your Toys jingle for Nicole. Yeah, of course. I mean, it's everybody. Anything that involves her and gets her laughing and feeling good and smiling, that's everybody's favorite. I'm convinced there were people that tuned in to hear Ed's laugh, and there are people here that tune in to see your face, your smile, and hear that laugh.
Good. That's amazing.
Whatever you're doing, just keep on doing it, okay? Don't worry about anything else. And don't worry about these guys say. Don't worry about any of that.
All right.
I know you. Sometimes you get when there's an audience, she gets nervous.
I'm trying really hard to not do that anymore.
I know. I can feel it. But you do a great job. I just want you to don't get caught up in this stuff. Sometimes I'm a perfectionist. Oh, why'd you do this or why say that? Whatever. None of it matters. You're great.
Thanks.
And now that I've said all those nice things, which I do mean, this is Jay Ryan from Late Night Playset reminding you to please like, subscribe, and comment below. This feeds the internet algorithm and eventually us as well. Be a pal, like, subscribe, and comment below. It will be fire, which is what all this smoke denotes. Look at all of the synthetic fire that must be occurring underneath this desk for all this synthetic smoke to appear. Woo-wee! Tradecraft Farms and Sticky Vape again. Okay. Did we do the stuff? I think I did everything I have to do.
I think so.
Okay, great. Let us take a quick break. And by that, I mean I'm going to play a video from Oh So Delicious Hot Sauce. The hot sauce made by bears. And when we come back, Dylan and Cameron are going to be sitting here in these two chairs. And we're going to be talking to them. More to come right after this.
Oh, so delicious. It's the hot sauce made by bears. Garlic and serrano mixed with love and care. You can put it on your eggs, pour it on your rice. It's great on a leg, it's better on a slice. It's oh so delicious. It's the hot sauce made by bears. Oh, so delicious hot sauce. Great on everything except oatmeal.
Get your bottle today at ohsodelicious.org. $1 from every bottle sold goes to the National Military Family Association.
There you go. What are you driving today? 63 356B. Hey, 111. What are you driving today? Here we go. Oh, this is fun, David. Thumbs up for sure. This just proves that you don't have to go fast to have fun. You don't have to go fast. Can you see my smile already? Okay, I'm impressed. You don't need to stick it. He's already got it. My car's going to feel slow as balls after this, I'll tell you that. Pedal down. Yeah, baby.
I don't know if I have a favorite because I like them all individually for one reason or another. You
Sure.
know what I mean? Boy, that was a political response. By all means. All right, well, with that.
Very safe response. Casey's listening.
With that, I don't imagine Magnus ever watches the show, but he certainly knows what we're up to at all times. I'll tell you that. There we go. I think we got a shot with all of us in it, which is pretty cool. I'm happy about that. I don't think we need two bugs up there? That was ridiculous. Here, let's put another one up. Ridiculous. Take that down. And, dude, this is exciting. It's great to meet you, Cameron. Dylan, welcome back.
Thank you.
Although this is your first time on the show.
It's my first time on the show.
Okay. Well, then welcome. Welcome, you
Thank
guys.
you.
Dylan Mistry, Cameron Thuman from Native 4 Films. Welcome, you guys.
Thank you for having us. We're excited to be on.
Yeah, super stoked.
We wanted to do this for a long time. I think pretty much since the movie came out, right? Or since the video came out.
So, yeah.
And so not only has the video come out, but something else came out behind the scenes. Something else has came out, so it feels fresh again.
Yeah.
And now here we are.
It's fresh again. Yeah, it's not old anymore.
If you haven't seen it, it's new to you.
Yep.
We kept delaying it because more things kept coming up, and we're like, "Oh, Jay, just give us one more month. We'll have more stuff to talk about."
Yeah, well,
and
that's
we delayed
great.
it like 3 different times. So now we have a lot. We came with our. We have a lot to talk about.
Awesome. Well, I mean, let's start wherever you guys want. I mean, we know the Silver Sau video that Magnus put out, or you guys put out, but with Magnus in it. I have it. We can play it. I don't know if you want to do that. You want to talk about it? Like, where do we start?
Well, I guess some exciting news on the Spirit of AMG, the Silver Sau. It just got nominated for the Holly Shorts Academy Award winning or Academy Award qualifying festival. So we'll be screening our film at the Chinese Theater September 24th at 5 p.m. if anyone wants to come by.
Oh, congratulations!
Thank
That's huge.
you. And it was also nominated for the Motor Film Award, the International Motor Film Awards out in London. So we're feeling good this week. Those nominations just came out, so we're excited. Results will be rolling in towards the end of the month.
This is huge, you guys.
But, yeah.
Is this the first? It's not the first film festival that you've entered, is it?
So Cameron's entered and won a handful of festivals for his narrative work, but for Native 4, we just started recently entering. I mean, I come from the more business side background, so Cameron's much Cameron's very well versed on the film side of things and the festival circuit. I'm just learning about the festival circuit, so I'm getting my first few nominations and wins. So it's really exciting for me. Cameron's been through this; he's had his handful and tons of nominations and wins, so he's leading me through it.
You and I had a meeting once, and it was very clear that we were into the same stuff, but it was so clear that we spoke different languages because it's like I am on the creative side. I could probably talk to you no problem, but I don't understand the ones and zeros of the business side of it. Oh, how do you make that creative thing into a money-making machine or a promotional machine or whatever the heck? And that seems to be where you come in. So I'm assuming that you guys are a pretty good partnership.
We have a lot of fun together.
Dylan has a really strong foundation of the creative, but like where he first goes on a project is like the business and how you could take a budget and constantly grow, right? Because like in film, you're always trying to do what you haven't done, and your work has to look what you want to be doing.
Yeah.
So he's like the mastermind wizard behind, figuring out that equation. And then we work really well together because he allows me to really take the creative with the team and empower everybody on the project to, do what we believe in.
Oh, man. Well, what do you believe in? You mean, is it different you mean creatively on that project?
Yeah, I think it's, kind of just the mindset that every single project, always striving to tell the strongest story possible, making it special, have an essence, a personality, working with people and bringing the best out of them, like our projects with Magnus. So every project is a brand new thing to go all in on.
How many projects have you done with him? At least 2 I can think of, right?
We've done around, I think, 4 or 5, I think.
Are they all out?
They're all out.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So we can talk about it. Anything you've done, we can talk about.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
I mean, we've been working with him for, it's funny. We first met Magnus when I was a sophomore in college and Cameron was a junior in college. Our very first.
You go to the same school? I'm sorry.
We both, we both went
Yep.
to Chapman University out in Orange County. And so started working with Magnus around like 3 years ago. I graduated from Chapman this past year. Cameron graduated the year before me. Our first film with Magnus was a 60-second clip called Knight Rider, and it was with his 74 red slant nose. He just got it.
I vaguely remember that.
It was a while ago now, but that was our first film with
Yes.
Magnus, and then since then we've just tried to level up every project we've done with him, leading up to our latest one with Mercedes-Benz.
Now, how involved was Mercedes in that? Because I know they don't just give access to that car to ever.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a special car.
Yeah.
They don't
So
just pull it out to.
I know.
Oh, you want to make a YouTube video? Sure, we'll meet you out on Angela's Crest with
Yep.
it.
And it was interesting because no one shot a video of that car before. Our cinematographer Drew looked up on YouTube, and we were trying to get a feel for this car, of like what its personality is, and there's no videos. And so we initially did the video with the Mercedes-Benz Classic Center and Mercedes-Benz Museum. They were there on set with us. It was cool. They came up in their 55-foot box truck, and then they had a Sprinter van with Mike Coons, the head of Mercedes-Benz Classic Center. So anytime the car had a little issue or ran out of gas, they had a full Sprinter van full of tools
And a full team to take care
full
of it.
team,
It sounds
yeah.
like.
So it
2
was
miles
really
per gallon.
yeah.
Is that what it ended up
Yeah.
being? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so it was a great experience getting to
Race
have
fuel though, right? Probably.
Yeah. It was a great experience having Mercedes-Benz on set with us, and then once the video started,
Having a factory pit crew? Yeah,
I
that's
know,
pretty
right?
cool.
We had a full-on pit crew there.
That's pretty cool.
and then the video started to take its like kind of shape and form, and then it was getting elevated to Mercedes-Benz USA and then Mercedes-Benz AMG over in Germany, and so they started getting involved on the release strategy, and so it was really cool because it's this underdog story of this race car that no one thought was going to win. Everyone in Germany at the race thought this car, no one actually thought it had a shot.
I didn't know any of that.
Right, and then the car proved everyone wrong. It won, I think, first in its class, second overall, and that story, the underdog story, is very similar to Magnus's story, being an underdog. It's similar to us as young entrepreneur, young filmmaker. Always kind of proving people wrong, telling you, oh, you're too young, or you need,
You're doing it the wrong way.
Yeah,
stuff
exactly.
Like that.
And
Yeah.
so that's what was for me. It was really cool because the team in Germany and the team in Atlanta with Mercedes-Benz, everyone just got behind that underdog motivational story.
Yeah, it seems very on brand with what you were trying to do.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's very
Exactly.
cool. So, did you seek it out because of that? Did you seek that car in this project out because of that story? Did you find, like, who found it? Why did it? Why the hell did you even go after it in the first place, let alone achieve it?
It's how all these projects start. Magnus shoots us a text, and he's like, "Hey guys, Mercedes-Benz wants to do this video."
Oh, okay. So it was already something going on with him. So
Yeah.
he was looking for a creative production company to drive the whole production.
Exactly.
Okay, great. Wow,
Yeah.
that's amazing. Okay.
Yeah. So
Just the way it coincided was merely synchronicity.
yeah, we've done a handful of productions with Magnus, and so we have a great working relationship with him, and Cameron can explain. But Cameron and Magnus, we've done a handful of projects together. So Cameron and Magnus have such a great workflow on set, especially since Magnus is a creative himself as well.
You know how to talk to him, though. I mean, that's all the difference, right? Whether you can talk to a creative or not.
Yeah,
Translate.
I think we've kind of earned each other's trust over the last 4 projects of, being in the moment and getting that, performance or the energy or, the beautiful shot we're all seeking. It's like it's a total like teamwork kind of vibe when we're working together.
This is a weird question to ask, but it's because of I'm a curious person. Are you a confident director? Are you confident on set?
I think confident comes with time.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's something that now I love, letting other ideas shine
Yes.
through. But like at the end of the day, like I'm there to help lead it all. So that's
Being
my
open
way
to
of saying
collaboration
yes.
is wonderful, and that it will get you your own. That's its own thing.
What are you smiling about?
Cameron when you're asking if Cameron's confident,
I'm coming back to
Cameron's
that.
dialed in.
Thank you.
He's
I'm
very
coming back to
confident.
that, and I guess it comes down to how focused and precise the vision in your head is, and you know what I mean. If it's really focused, you can make that happen. I mean, anybody can. So I guess I'm curious. I don't know you, so I'm curious what your workflow is to create the art that I see. You know. Did it come out exactly as you thought, or was the collaboration part of making the result that we all saw?
Oh, well, I think like if you're not open to ideas along the way, like, from the editor or Magnus, like, or, the writing partner on it, like those little ideas and the special, like vision they bring, I want to lean into. But like as a director, I think like my just like belief of looking at every project is that I kind of have my solo time up front, where it's all about like laying a foundation for the whole project so that all of our like decisions could be like based off of like a unified aesthetic.
Yeah.
So like tonally and visually, like I want to create like the language of the piece, and
So
that's
you're like a
where-
production designer as well at the same time in your head, right?
Yeah, I would. On this piece, it was all about blending, the archivals together from like Mercedes in Germany that like gave us archival footage, matching that to the Super 8mm like Kodak film we shot on, and then like blending that into like the digital world, right? So like that kind of foundation of like giving it this timeless feeling and allowing like the Silver Pig to like pick up right where the Red Pig like left off, as was paralleling that with like Magnus Walker's iconic story of like this guy who left Sheffield at like 19 and now he has a Nike shoe, a TED Talk, a book, like the
Everything, right, yeah.
underdog story of believing yourself. So it's all like for me.
Millions of people have
Yeah.
little models of his car in their house,
Yeah.
and they're. You all right?
Sorry.
Trying to do a
excuse
show
me.
here. No, you okay?
So sorry. Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. You're right. The juxtaposition. I didn't know until your video, I think, that the red one and the silver one were different. I didn't know the
Right.
original car was gone. I didn't know it was a tribute. I didn't know any of that stuff until talking to Magnus and seeing your video. So I think probably a lot of people probably learned the story that had not been exposed to it previously. So that is kind of an amazing thing you guys did.
It's a
I'm sorry to
very
switch
untold
gears
story,
there, but
yeah.
I sort of realized it, and I wanted to give credit.
Yeah, it's a very untold story. Barely, I mean, what happened with the Red Pig was after it won, it just kind of got left in a garage. I think it got picked apart for like airplane parts or something like that,
my God.
and it was just totally forgotten. Up until for AMG's 50th anniversary, the Classic Center down in Orange County in Long Beach area, they rebuilt it they rebuilt the Silver Pig as an homage to the Red Pig.
Yeah.
And the Red Pig, so that was, I think it was 1960s or 70s when they raced
71.
it. 71. That was the car that made AMG what it is today. That gave AMG its legacy. When it beat at this point in 1971, AMG was not affiliated with Mercedes-Benz yet. They were their own race team, and so they you're good.
I'm just a stickler. Go ahead.
So AMG, they when it won this race, winning that race, number one in its class, number two overall. That is what started AMG's legacy and kind of what really brought a lot of attention to the brand.
So it really did kind of start something that we all still celebrate today.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's pretty significant.
Yeah.
What do we want to do? Do we want to watch that video? Do you want to watch the behind the scenes? I forget how long they all are, but
Like 2 minutes or so.
I have both of them, I think, loaded into the machine here.
Cool.
I think.
Well, why don't
Let
we-
me confirm. I
Yeah.
have one of them at least loaded into the machine
Yeah.
here. Got two things here. I don't know which one's one. But they're definitely two things. Do you want me to?
Cool. Yeah. Why don't we watch the actual film of it?
Okay, we can do that. And we won't get kicked off of YouTube or anything because of that, right?
I don't think so.
All right.
No, we won't get any music. We had a great shout out to Leiden, who is our composer. We have original score, so no worries about copyright.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Look what I did now. I made myself a mute card, so whenever I mute it, I put the whole thing on there so I don't forget to unmute it. I have a tendency to mute things when we watch videos and
Finish a
not,
show
not
silent.
on my get at least a few minutes in before I know, hey, what happened to the meters? You know,
Yeah.
like, oh, that interesting thing you said. Can you say it again? Hate that, and I never even do that, so we miss the interesting thing. That was all production stuff. Sorry. Okay, so let's play the video then. This is the Silver Sau. Well, you introduce it.
Spirit of AMG, the Silver Sau.
Roll it how?
What does it mean to be the underdog? It means that timing is everything. The goal becomes taking advantage of the moment when chance and coincidence collide. And at the 1971 Spa 24-hour race, timing collided with destiny. AMG's entry, the infamous Red Pig, upstaged a crowd anticipating failure. On that day, it earned first-in-class honors, rejecting any perceived judgment. And after that, it disappeared, never to be seen again. Mother Nature spawned a tribute to carry on its legacy. Meet the Silver Sau. Built by Mercedes, the 300 SEL packs a 6.8-liter V8 with 420 horsepower and a 6-speed manual transmission. What I love about this thing is it's a monumental piece of history. Yes, it's fast. Yes, it's loud. But the reason it's been recreated has less to do with sheer performance and more to do with what it represents. Success against all odds. It's a tribute to a deserving minority, the underdogs who come out on top.
Then I'll unmute it. There we go. And then we'll do some applause. Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, that was cool. And then we'll even give it a little bit of bubble action because
Oh yeah.
I'm excited.
Nice.
The best are these the best bubbles from
These are
America?
the best bubbles in the world made by Bubbletree, the American Bubble Company.
If I'm ever buying bubbles, it's Bubbletree.
The truth is, if you ever need bubbles, you come see your buddy Jay, and I'll set you up with bubbles because they have already agreed to give us bubbles for life. That was amazing. I'm glad everybody got to see it. We kind of talked through it a little bit, though, so I didn't exactly get the refresher. What do we have to say now that we've seen it? Did you guys enjoy it?
We enjoyed it. We enjoyed it.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it. I've never seen one of our car projects together in a theater, so
That's going to be huge.
I can't wait
you
for
said
that.
At Grauman, or it's not Grauman's anymore, but at the Chinese theater.
Yeah. Now it's called TCL Chinese Theater. It keeps changing. It used to be Mann's Chinese Theater.
It was
Right.
Grauman's when Lucy was on, and then it was Mann's my whole childhood, and then it went back to Grauman's, and then it was, I thought it was TLC. Now it's TCL.
I think so.
Maybe I'm
Chinese
I'm
Theater.
dyslexic.
Chinese Theater on Hollywood Boulevard.
The Footprints.
Yes.
Yeah, the
Yep.
Footprints. Well, that's a major deal. I mean, seeing any work of yours on a big screen, I would imagine would be a big deal.
yeah, just even our sound designers were so detailed and they're so talented to finally see that in the proper system. I'm just so stoked for.
I mean, you strike me. Most creatives, most directors, it's all about the quality. Oh, this authenticity, all this. Does that stuff matter to you with the viewing process? Like, do you know how Lucas is like, THI, it's got to be certified for this, that, because you got to hear every this, that, and whatever. Do you care about that stuff, or do you want people to get whatever they're supposed to take from it?
I want it to be, I think there's only so much you could control, of how the theater displays it and stuff. But I want lock in all the sound, the volume, so it's playing at the right decibels. If one noise is a little too loud in the middle, I'll be the whole thing is bad.
Okay. So you're we're the same way, and it only takes one little thing, right? And then the whole thing's ruined.
Yeah.
Well, they fucked that up.
Yeah.
Great.
In these projects that we do, we're fortunate to work with fantastic colorists, and all they do at the end is go through the entire film in a 5 or 6 hour session with you, and they're looking at every single shot, and you're creating a coherent mood and feel.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll wake up the next day at 4 a.m. and be this one shot's 5% too purple. I'm I don't know if this is good anymore.
That comes to you in the dream or whatever, and you're all right, I got to tell him.
Yeah.
It was fine yesterday, but it's just not today.
Yeah.
The creative process.
I think you have to let go at some point, but having that, I think, also is what pushes it to where it needs to be.
Can I ask how old you are?
I'm 23.
You guys both just graduated, so I realize you're both very young.
I'm 22. Cameron's 23.
You've accomplished a lot already. Where does this go from here? I mean, a lot of people, this is year 5 or 10 accomplishments, and you're kind of smooth sailing already, up and running. Where does this go?
Well, we have so it's cool. I mean, we've had...
You don't have to answer, by the way, also.
Well, I think, to kind of jump on it, one thing, that we're really passionate about, on each project is taking like the commercial and branded content world we're in, and like how do we infuse that into like longer stories or web series or content that is eventually maybe seen in like Times Square for a Nike ad. It's like, how do we do what we're doing right now, which is a lot of like collaborations with like great amazing clients and stringing it out to product launches or stories that need 5 to 10 episodes and eventually movies. So like the spirit of AMG, I feel like, is kind of like one of our first breakthroughs of showing that there could be festivals and different events and all different ways to like show this story and content, and just to keep doing that on like the biggest level possible.
Interesting. It can branch out circularly, but also vertically as well. Sure.
YouTube.
And that's
web
where he comes in.
Yeah, all of it.
Yeah, and I think something we've really found that we love is when we're doing these branded content or these commercials. It's not just, we've done a lot of stuff in the automotive industry. We've done stuff in the sports industry. Overall, like what the direction that we're heading is, we love those motivational underdog stories. We coined it as stories of drive and determination.
Yeah.
And those are the best because they're very prevalent in automotive, as we've done with Magnus and other brands.
Almost any good racing story is one of those stories. Yeah,
exactly. There's tons of those stories in the sports industry. So that's the direction that we're going to keep heading in, is those motivational stories in the automotive industry, but also beyond automotive.
That's so impressive. It's so cool. I think it's a great mission.
Thank you.
Yeah. What else is coming? I don't know what else to talk about when it comes to the Silver Sau. Is there anything else to talk about, or should we move? Because I don't. You guys book yourselves, so I never really am sure where to steer. Is there an agenda? Is there not? I want to tell everybody whatever they need to know.
Yeah.
But the video is great. We just saw that. We just proved that. So your work, they've seen it. You know what I mean? What else couldn't they be looking forward to, or what else should they look at? Stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, they can, for fans of the Spirit of AMG, the Silver Sau, they can look forward to September 24th at 5 p.m. You can go to hollyshorts.com to buy a ticket and see the film screen on the big screen on Hollywood Boulevard.
This is what you're talking about at the Chinese Theater.
Yep.
Super cool. So legitimately selling tickets, like go see our movie.
Our movie and a bunch of other, there's a variety of a few other films that will be screening there as well. So you'll get to enjoy our film and a handful of other great films that are also nominated.
Gosh, that's so cool.
It's really fun. I'm so excited for you.
Oh, thank you, Nicole.
Thank you.
Is there they're all automotive themed? You said, right? In this festival?
No, this one's the only automotive piece in the whole festival, probably.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, this is like films that have previously screened at South by Southwest, TIFF, Sundance. This is like one of LA's premier, probably LA's best short film festival. So for films that are 40 minutes and under.
No kidding.
What we love about that is just to go hang out with, so we love automotive films, but at heart, I just love stories, right?
Yeah.
And how to tell movies in all different ways. So we just get to hang out with a bunch of filmmakers and meet new people, and
Do you love the stories? Do you love the storytelling? Do you love the mechanics of making that all together? Is it the jam of crunching it all in your head and making it a cohesive element at the end? What part of it is it for you that you crank on? You seem really like you're into it. You love filmmaking, right? You love what you do. That comes across. I'm curious, what part of it does it for you?
Right. So when I grew up in Park City, Utah, my parents chose the best place ever to raise us, and we were just skiers. I'm a skier my whole life, competitor, and I started making ski movies of my friends. And what with
your iPhones and stuff?
Yeah, well, actually, I had a Kodak. My dad got me for Christmas a Kodak Play Sport. It was before iPhones, were a filming tool.
Yeah.
So it was it was like a flip camera, right? And
I remember it though. It was portable, right?
Yeah.
It just did video for whatever. Yeah, I remember that.
Imagine an iPhone that could go 10 feet underwater. That's pretty much all it was, right? So I started making these ski films at 12, right? And then by the time I was in high school, all of my friends started turning professional, Olympians, Dew Tour athletes, X Game athletes. And what I loved about film so much was that every one of my friends had a unique style. The way a thing in cars, a thing in skiing is a mute grab or a blunt grab or a cork or these tricks, and they all do it in their own way. So as a filmmaker, I started loving how do I capture their essence and their style. So I still just take that
very
same
interesting.
approach today. It's like, what is the product? Who is the person? Like, how do they feel on screen? Like, and what is my job with my team to like make it like feel so personal and so cinematic and have that like essence. So I'd say that's how it all started, just capturing skiers, because every skier skis differently. Wow. And then I like through film school, I became like obsessed with, directors and, feature films, and, I got the whole like storytelling brief from like my professors, and they were really amazing on that.
That's fascinating. That's not at all what I thought it was going to be. Well, I saw this one movie and it inspired me. No way. That's amazing.
I had to learn, and I'm still learning, and I think everybody's doing this through the whole life, but like I really had to learn how to tell stories. I think like a lot of like the energy and style and aesthetic and taste like came to me through skiing, but like at going to film school with my professors, it was like always like character, always story, like how. So that's what we do in commercials is we give things as much story and style as possible and kind of merge those two worlds.
It's hard because you got art and commerce there both together. I mean,
Yep.
that's the intersection right there.
That's the fun part.
Yeah.
If you can nail it,
Finding
it's
that-
fun,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, finding that balance is the fun part.
Is it easy for you? Is it easy for you guys to create commercials out of art? It's hard to
Yes.
do for me. I have
Nothing's
a hard
easy.
time with it.
Everything has its challenges and its obstacles, but that's the best part. It's
Yeah.
figuring out those challenges. It's overcoming those obstacles. It's for both of us. It's less of the results, but it's more of the process. Getting late nights with our producing team or our cinematographer. It's those late nights, those 2 a.m. phone calls, being like in the house, just talking on Zoom calls, going back and forth, or having things going wrong on set, and then figuring them out. That's what I love.
The regular production buzz.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah.
It's like a shock of energy every time,
Yeah.
It's just like you kind of feel it like settle in through like your body.
The thing for me, I always liked working with department. It's the culmination of all those experts in their departments that like you then have to rely on and know that you can and whatever. But it's that culmination of everyone doing their job really well together in this pulling the fucking thing in the same direction that is how you can get something like you get. And unless you have the guy on top driving all of that well in a way that's both productive but also motivating, and you can't just be an asshole or you're not going to work with these people again. You might get your fucking you might get your whatever you're looking to get out of your day. You might get your day out of it, but I'd be surprised if that wardrobe lady is ever going to
Right.
take your call again. So there's it's a really delicate balancing act living in that soup, that creative soup. It sounds like you guys are just doing great. What challenges have you faced? How's that? What have you come up against that has been, that was a pain in the ass, and I don't mind telling you.
Can we talk about the
Yeah.
mammoth job?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
We had a fun. We're coming off a very fun last week.
So you've hit a few shoots with your ladders. Okay, good.
Yeah. So last week we were up in Mammoth, shooting with our friends Lynn Woodward and Johnny Lieberman with Motor Trend.
Awesome.
Yeah, great people. And it was a fun shoot because we're shooting up in Mammoth, so it was a travel shoot. Of course, unfortunately, there's a lot of fires going on in Lake Tahoe area.
Yeah.
And so this shoot was big production, and so there's a lot of moving pieces, a lot of producers involved, a lot of ad agencies, clients involved, and then our team as well. And so we were shooting Wednesday. Our first shoot was Wednesday. Tuesday was our travel day. On Monday night, we get a call saying half our locations were wiped out because the permits that we had were under the Forest Service. And unfortunately, the Forest Service, they shut down all recreation, including film.
Absolutely.
So that was...
It's like the first thing that happens, too.
Yeah,
God.
exactly. So Tuesday, Cameron and the team, half of our producing team and our cinematographer, they were already up there for a week ahead of time. So Tuesday, they were figuring out all of their locations. And then also on Tuesday, we ended up having to get a new car, a picture car that we were shooting with.
That didn't burn, did it?
No, it didn't burn down.
Okay.
And then Wednesday, one of the windshields of the car cracked because we were shooting on dirt roads. So it was a it was just thing after thing, but we had a really great producing team. And like you said, it's when you're working with different departments and experts, it's really nice to be able to trust. Like we had an amazing producer on the shoot who was just figuring things out constantly. And we had an amazing camera team it was just all these different experts kind of came together. Yeah. And for Cameron, when Cameron's directing, he's focused on the creative. And he needs to be focused on the creative. Can't be figuring out these problems. That's why we had like 4 producers on the shoot.
Yeah.
And so it's cool to be able to.
You're really a ringleader at that point. You're just simply keeping everyone to the vision we all agreed upon.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And so it's cool to be able to work with all those experts and kind of work it out. And we ended up. We got challenge after challenge, but everything worked out in the end. We were able to make it happen.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. But at least you sweat a little bit. All right. I'm glad to hear that.
We put our blood, sweat, and tears into that one. Yeah.
Not to say that you don't work hard. Your results show that you work hard, but oh man, all your stories like, well, we did this, then we did this, and we graduated last year, and it's kind of amazing.
Not
it's kind of
everything
amazing.
we do a good job of polishing up what we post on Instagram.
Good.
Behind the scenes, it's a whole other story of what goes on behind the scenes.
I'm glad to hear it, and I'm glad to hear that you're putting out behind the scenes content because we've learned that people very rarely want to see the polished stuff. They, of course, like the polished stuff, but they're really, really into how the heck that polished thing got made. That's what they care about.
That part.
Yeah.
Who knew? I guess you're probably tapped into that with you guys have to do.
I love going on YouTube and watching behind the scenes of when I was a kid, looking at behind the scenes of all these Spielberg, Scorsese movies, so interesting to see what camera they're using, how big is their camera, how big is the set, how many people are on the set.
When I was a kid and they came out with DVDs, that was a new thing.
We had DVDs.
No, but it was new. But it was new. It was new in '99 or whatever. New. So the VHSs didn't used to have bonus features on them and featurettes and stuff like that. So it was like DVDs opened me up to that world. I remember in the old days of something from Ghost, but the biggest movies of all time, I remember, oh yeah, there was a featurette for that or whatever the heck. But nowadays, everybody does it as part of the production budget, really. They've always got a BTS crew on every shoot I've worked on in the last 15 years. That's almost its own business, isn't it? Come to think of it.
We use it for a lot of our marketing stuff too.
That you offer it?
No, for marketing the company.
For your internal purposes.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
For internal or for us on posting on Instagram. The people that we're friends with and people that follow us, they love to see the behind the scenes content.
Yeah.
People are really interested in it.
Do you have to be careful with what you show because of client, and oftentimes if there's a car, you can't show that. Obviously, sometimes the talent involved, you can't show that.
Yeah. So sometimes. It's the best when we're on set and we get to put it on our Instagram story. But a lot of our recent shoots got to keep it hush until it comes out live. But then we can post all we want about it.
I was the king of that when I was a producer because everyone else was working and I'm literally just kind of it's very easy to zoom out, as I like to say, when you don't have to crank on a problem. So I would always walk around and I would always get the best at getting the most spectacular production set shot without ever showing anything at all. You know what I mean? It's all there, yet nothing's there.
Yeah.
You get creative with that too,
exactly.
right? Yeah, okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
We're all in the same boat.
You can't have a set day without showing a little sneak peek.
Yeah, you have to know where I was today, for goodness sake. Right? Why did we do all of this?
Yeah.
A lot of money got spent.
Yeah, we need at least one Instagram story. Yeah.
Since we got the email brief to be truthful, from you on this, that's one of the things you aim
feel
for.
Free to be. Yeah, speak your truth.
One of the, honestly, when I watch a behind the scenes film, I'm just watching for any clip that the editor has used that makes it look like the filmmaking is too humble or small. I mean, we want it to always, I want the BTS film to come across like a large production.
Yep.
And sometimes, when it's you have 5 minutes to capture a golden hero moment and the light is settling and everything's about to go down, you just gotta do whatever you can to capture it. So I think there's a few times where I'll be to the editor yeah, maybe this looks a little too
move it along.
Yeah, let's take that one out.
Yeah.
Well, that's amazing though. It generally is the other way. It's generally the editor wants to cut it out and the director's I put a lot of time and thought into that shot or that movement or that note I gave the talent or whatever the heck.
Yeah.
So it's good for you that you're not too precious. What do they call it? It's not murdering your children, but there's something very equivalent.
Killing your babies.
Killing your babies when you have to edit the writing or the cutting room floor, basically.
Right. Sometimes the most gorgeous moment or performance doesn't fit into the larger idea of how that story works. And that's like definitely something you gotta like remind yourself.
Any of the big directors that I know and respect that I came up with, the Spielberg, Zemeckis, stuff like that, any of them that I know of that ever had those scenes where they had to, what is it, kill your babies?
Yeah.
Drown your babies, whatever it is?
Yeah.
They end up putting that sequence. They were so in love with that sequence that even though it didn't work in whatever, they end up putting it in something else some other time. And what comes to mind for me is the Spielberg, the it's awful in Indiana Jones with the refrigerator. The last Indiana Jones, the most recent one when he's in the refrigerator and the bomb thing and the atomic. All of that entire sequence, the entire thing is the original ending for Back to the Future. I don't know if you knew that or not.
Oh, I didn't know that. Wow.
The entire thing. It wasn't a lightning strike to get the nuclear reaction. He was going to have to drive out to Los Alamos to the base, and they were going to have the whole thing. They storyboarded the whole thing. They never shot it, obviously. The reason it wouldn't happen was a budget. Sid Wasserman and Sid Weinstein, whatever, those guys who used to run Universal across the street.
Yeah, Lou Wasserman.
Lou Wasserman and Sid
Sheinberg.
Sid Sheinberg.
Yeah.
Man, you're good.
Yeah.
You are so good.
Well, we had a great professor, Joe Rosenberg, who taught us well on that stuff.
Really?
Yeah, he was an agent or partner at CAA back in the 90s.
Well, those guys said, no, you're not getting $70 million or whatever he needed to make the budget. And said, you can have the backlot. And so they had to rewrite the entire thing to only use the Universal backlot, and that's how we got Clock Tower, Lightning Strike, all of that stuff.
Right. And
Sorry. So he was so attached to that whole thing that they ended up, Spielberg, whatever, so they ended up using it.
Sometimes a restriction brings out the best idea, and at the same time, like whenever that happens to me, I'm like already thinking, what job am I going to do this on?
Oh,
so
you're a perfect example.
Yeah, I have
to know
to.
It.
Once this just happened when we were up with Motor Trend, they were amazing to work with, but just because of what Dylan brought up, how the forest fires, things changed. I'm already thinking okay, for this job, I want to go back to this road because I know that sequence is going.
You
to
already
be
built it in your head. That's what I was talking about before.
Yeah, it's done. There's no need to prep it.
That will be seen to fruition one way or another.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
They spent a week prepping the entire job before all our locations got pulled. So we're going back and we're going to be shooting at those locations one way or another.
I give you guys a lot of credit for getting it done. In the old days when I was doing commercials, a lot of car commercials, if it rained or whatever, so just an insurance day. Oh, sorry, didn't happen.
Yeah,
so the fact that you actually did it is impressive.
We got close, but we were determined to make it happen. We wanted to make it happen. We were really excited for that project. So we're like, we're not canceling. We're going to find a way.
Native 4 equals perseverance.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome. All right. Well, what should we know that we don't know about you guys? Is there anything that we should be telling people? We'll get to the follows and stuff in a minute, but is there anything coming up that we're not withholding information, are we? You guys are both very interesting, but you're filmmakers. I want people to get out there and watch your shit.
Yeah. We're working on a lot of different things. We've had this week and last week have probably been my busiest week of the year.
Congrats.
Thank you. Yeah, busy in the best way possible. So we have a lot of projects that are in development right now. Can't share too much because they're developing. But
when you come back,
next time I come back, we'll have even more to share. Awesome. But yeah, working with some cool classic cars, working with some very new cars, and then a handful of projects outside of the automotive industry and the sports industry. So we have a lot of fun things coming up.
It sounds like your dance card is full. It sounds like Native 4 Films is working.
Oh yeah,
it's a business. It's a genuine working business.
Yeah, yes.
This is no sense. I'm not being facetious here, but your parents must be very proud. That's wonderful.
He wakes up at 7 or 6, and his work day ends at 11 p.m. I'd say mine starts at 8:30 and ends at 10:30. So I get 1 hour less than him
on each end. Yeah. Well, it's the director's turnaround. That makes sense.
He calls me on
needs his rest.
He calls me at each end, and I'm like, last hour is all you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
So no, Dylan is the hardest worker I know for sure.
But you guys are loving what you're doing. Mm-hmm. That makes it a little bit easier.
It's the best.
That makes it a little bit easier.
My childhood dream. I for either of us, I didn't think we'd be able to achieve it this quickly. So we're really grateful. I mean, I think the most important thing for us to know is that, we're really grateful that Cameron and I are on this podcast, but there's a whole team that we're working with that's making our vision kind of come to life. And so it's not just me and Cameron. There's a whole team on the producing side and on the creative side. Our parents, we're both lucky to have very supportive parents and families. So
Amen.
Huge. That's huge. We've been able to do what we've done. Yes, because of our clients for giving us these projects, but it's more so because of the huge support network that we have behind us.
Are all these, other than your parents, obviously, these people, the rest of the support staff, are they on staff or are they freelance people that you work with on a regular basis? Like, I know you have an office set up. I mean, it's, this isn't a small thing, and it's not just a paper production company. I mean, you guys are really doing business, right?
Yeah. So it's a combo of both. We have a production team that's on staff, but then in terms of creative, like cinematographers or other creatives, it's really fun to get for each project to get to work with new people. So we have our production team on staff, and it's usually same amount of people on each project. But in terms of creatives, we love getting to mix it up and work with new talent, work with new creatives.
Do you direct everything? You can't direct everything.
There's a handful of directors. I tend to do our automotive projects, like action, adventure, lifestyle, or just like, pieces centered around like a dramatic like setting or, mood. Like so.
Or the ones you want to. Right?
Basically.
I mean, that's what I would say. I would say the ones that speak to me. Well, because it's a creative thing. And someone not in the creative lifestyle won't, they just don't get like, I'm not moved. They're like, whatever, get to work. Like, it doesn't work that way. You have to identify with whatever the material is in order to do the job that you want to do for it.
Yeah,
otherwise
totally.
It's loafing, and it's kind of like you'll get it and someone will get a wonderful result, but your heart's not in it. I can't speak for you, but
I think that it's so. I think like my biggest goal, and like a big part of this is because of Dylan, was to like graduate college and just be a director and nothing else. Like that was like my
not a waiter, not all the thing. Like I'm an actor and I work at Jerry's Deli.
Like I just wanted everybody in my network to like look at me as that, and to be able to grow with all of the people I love working with, and to like keep doing it on the the highest level. And so being able to do that right now, I'm so grateful that each day that's like what I wake up like thinking about every day is the different projects in post-production or in development. And a lot of that's because Dylan at Native 4 has built like that infrastructure for people to really like shine through.
Can't ask for more than that, buddy.
I keep saying it. I'm living the dream.
He's got to write the byline for the website and everything. I mean, that was beautiful.
Yeah. Cameron's been an amazing director to work with, and we've been able to grow kind of in tandem since we met in college, and so it's been crazy. But we've had a few successes so far, but there's so much more in store, and we have a lot of goals that we've yet to accomplish.
And we can't talk about those yet because they'll happen in the future. We'll be back to talk about that. So. All right, cool. That's cool.
There's the Motor Trend job is being cut by our editor right now as we speak. So
the one from last week?
Yep.
Nice.
And then we're in development with a handful of jobs with Omaze. And then some secret sauce with Magnus Walker that we'll see.
I was going to ask you if there was anything new with our buddy coming up.
Yeah, I would say there's one. It has to happen every year, so we do 1 or 2 projects a year, and there's something right now that hopefully it comes through.
Awesome.
You know how film works, and also just from your background, both of you, like there's the things that you least expect to happen, and sometimes like, so I think we're so like numb to like if things happen or not, because you just gotta like you always like attach yourself to like, like looking to the next thing, because the current could always fall through.
I think you're really ahead of the game if you're already realizing that, because it's very easy to everything gets so precious, but all my eggs are in this basket over here. And if you realize that the floor is going to drop out of that basket 9 times out of 10, and that the other thing is going to come out of nowhere that you never saw coming, that's going to take the place of that thing you thought was so important, if you can get over all that stuff, you're going to be fine in life, let alone directing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Seriously, like those are life lessons.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that the Mammoth job, like on our second day, the truck was stuck at the same time. A camera had just broken, and it was just like, all right, yep. Like what's the,
you can't do anything.
Yeah, it was just like
take a deep breath.
Yeah, it was just like, all right. Well, the AD came up to me. He's like, you have to cut this whole scene. I'm like, oh, okay, yep. You know, it's just like, you know,
I'll put it in the next thing.
Yeah, exactly.
How do people keep up with you guys? Where do they follow? Where should they watch your stuff?
Yeah, so they can follow Native4 on native4.com or at Native4 on Instagram. And they can find Cameron at Cameron Thuman on Instagram or CameronThuman.com. But yeah, Instagram is the best way to keep up with us. And
you're Dilan Mistry.
And I'm Dylan S. Mistry on Instagram.
He likes to be incognito.
I noticed
the
that.
Taylor Hendricks Analog Speed, shout out to our buddy. He's an awesome guy. On his episode, you guys kind of had the 2-3 minute debrief on Dylan's strategy of elusiveness of.
Elusive is a good word.
He likes to, he's always hunting the next client.
Enigmatic?
Yeah.
Enigmatic, I think we used.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
You gotta
awesome.
shout yourself out. Come on. It's
well,
at Dilan Mistry, no
at
underscore.
Dylan S with an S. There's a secret S in the middle. Because Dylan Mistry was taken on Instagram.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Native4 should write a check and get you Dylan Mistry.
Yeah.
I follow the guy. I need to do a deal with him.
There's a J Ryan 111 that's killing me because I want it, but
Yeah.
it's like it's just parked at somebody who clearly wants money from me or something because there's no follower, there's nothing.
Right.
And they won't respond to any messages or anything. I'm like, what the hell do you want?
Yeah.
Ugh, ridiculous. So anyway, I feel your pain.
Yeah. Well, Instagram's the best way to keep up with us. We're posting more behind-the-scenes content. We're posting all of our films there, posting some cool behind-the-scenes on Instagram stories. So if you like seeing behind-the-scenes content and cool films, check us out on Instagram.
Anybody still here on the Instagram?
We got Wyatt Delta. There's Christian Whittemore on
These
there.
are people. You know these people.
Those are our team.
Yeah.
Awesome.
If Christian, if you're listening, you should say something. We got Drew Gardella up there. So I know some great people that are listening.
Usually, by the time we do the interview part, they all drop off because it's not as good a quality, and then they watch the YouTube later. But
what did Max say? Yo,
we still here.
So Max is
Max is one of our production coordinators.
Yeah, he helped produce almost every project in the last year.
Cool.
He's awesome. Wyatt's my roommate. He's a good guy. Awesome animator. Yeah, it's cool just working with everybody that's your friend and, watching each other grow.
I feel like you guys are in a really good pocket at a really good time. It's going to be very fun to watch you grow and see what happens.
Thank you.
I think that's almost the reason everyone should stay tuned to see what the hell you guys do with this thing because you're already on a pretty hot streak.
Thank you.
That's how I feel.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Let's see. Tomorrow is not Good Vibes Breakfast Club officially because, of course, the roads are closed and all that stuff. I will say that last week there was a pop-up coffee and donuts out there someplace, and that might happen again if anybody wanted to take a drive out there. They'd probably just have to stay on the legal roads and take a poke around. It's very easy to find. No one's hiding. But definitely nothing official. So I can't very well tell you, hey, here's where we're going to be and here's what time. If you want to chance it, and maybe we'll see you. I love you. We love you guys. You guys are amazing. Yeah. Are we on the gram right now?
Yeah, gotta get
some.
I'm taking a little BTS video.
Oh, I hope so. I hope you're using the wide angle lens.
Once I could add a little grain and little color to it, it'll go up.
Nice. And then that's it. We love you guys. We love everybody at home. Love you on Instagram. Wow, that's I like this behind the scenes shot. All I got to do is get the audio in there. All right, more production stuff. We love everybody. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week.